Alright fellas, here we are back in Pokemon Masters, and today we're going to be talking about mostly the future of Pokemon Masters in terms of its anniversaries, but more so related to the Mysterious Stones chapters, specifically what we got in Part 4. So, if you have not been following the Mysterious Stones chapter, basically the Mysterious Stones that you've been collecting from the different training areas, your lodge, and whatnot that you've been trading in for candy coins and stuff every month, those are stones that have some sort of power or energy source type of stuff that apparently have been resonating with stronger trainers. I'm pretty sure is how it's explained in this specific story here. And they're figuring out where these stones are from, why they're appearing, and it seems that the stones themselves are not from like ores or mining or anything, but they are just appearing around Paseo randomly. I forget exactly how it's explained in Part 1, but I'm pretty sure in Part 1, one of them falls on the main character's head, and that's mostly it. I forget what happens in Part 2. Part 3, Bellis explains that the thing that started happening when these stones appeared was that Giovanni tried to take over Paseo with Hoopa in the finale of the villain arc, and the space-time distortions with Adamant, Irida, Ray, and Akari started popping up. So now we're here in Part 4, which I'll give you a little summary of. They basically start talking about the stones, and again, as they explain, they find that the stones are not appearing in the gravel or the rock that was not used for Paseo. It's not appearing there. It's randomly just appearing around in bushes, around trainers. They're not like Ultra Wormholes or Space-Time Rift. They're just potentially connected to a different world. And of course, credit to Absol for uploading this, of course, early. Very appreciative of that. But beyond the assumption, whatnot, there's the assumptions that they're just appearing, resonating with strong trainers. It's gravitating towards the power of like stronger Pokemon, or more I guess powerful trainers. So that's what they theorize. Attracted from things from different worlds and whatnot. Obviously, not only can Pokemon and stuff go through other worlds, but there are obviously people like Annabelle who have gone through it. Obviously, found by most sync pairs battling. So these stones are apparently resonating with powerful trainers or just trainers that have like a fighting spirit, and it goes on through this discussion to eventually with Ray eventually hearing a voice or something around him, which was in, I don't know if it's in the files, but it's basically at least assumed to be ARCEUS. Ray's being talked to again by ARCEUS because he does mention it is the same voice he heard before he ended up in Hisui. So ARCEUS is now being built up. Just to keep it simple, keeping things simple, ARCEUS is being built up too, which is immensely hype, right? ARCEUS is obviously the creator of all Pokemon, the quote-unquote god of the Pokemon world, all that type of stuff, right? So if we are getting this Mysterious Stones chapter, which is now starting to build around ARCEUS, which Ray confirms at the end of the chapter here, are you seeking something from the people again? Ray is theorizing that ARCEUS needs something from the people again. And obviously this is going to lead to a lot of assumptions, but I think that the most realistic assumption is that they're going to be building up to ARCEUS for a big time in this game. Now, I don't think it's going to be the half anniversary, because the half anniversary is a little bit too soon for them to just now start to build up to ARCEUS. I think they're going to build up to ARCEUS and drop ARCEUS for the 5th anniversary of Pokemon Masters EX. That probably does not sound super outlandish because it's the 5th anniversary. The biggest anniversary in gacha games is the 1st, probably the 2nd, then it goes 5th, 10th, and goes from there. Unless you're like in Dragon Ball, 7, big number, but still. Mostly in the case of most gacha games, the 5th anniversary is one of the biggest anniversaries, bigger than like the 3rd or the 4th anniversaries. Generally anyway, because it's a big time. It tells you the game has been going for 5 years, half a decade. So releasing ARCEUS now makes a lot of sense. They could have waited until 10, but honestly, that definitely could have been way too long. So the 5th makes a lot of sense, especially with Legends Arceus. Now it's starting to lose its momentum. It's starting to lose its hype. The characters are still hype and whatnot, but of course, with the game being 2 years old now, no new content added to it, obviously it's going to start falling off. It's going to start falling off, so they got to start using the content that they were making, or the content from that game, in order to actually get as much revenue as possible. We got Adamant and Irida last year. We got Akari and Ray. Now we're building up to the anniversary, where we are going to get more. I theorize that probably not for the half anniversary, I think the half anniversary has potential to be Paldea. At most, I think Paldea is probably going to be for the half anniversary, whether it be the professors, the protagonists, whatever. I think there's definitely a lot of likelihood there. But for the the fifth anniversary, I think it will be Hisui. I think the Hisuian characters will be for the anniversary. This is why we have not gotten Volo, but Volo has been being built up ever since pretty much the introduction of Akari and Rei. Obviously, we got it for Hisui, but we got Hisui characters, but they didn't really build up to Volo. Adam and Irida didn't really mention anything related to him. That story event didn't feature anything related to him. It mostly alluded to Akari and Rei. But then you go into Akari and Rei's story event. The very end, you see that Togepi run across the screen. Rei's talking with Cynthia. He feels Eldred's presence. Volo was being alluded to. Volo may not be on Pastiar at the moment, neither would Giratina, but, his Giratina. Obviously, Cynthia's Giratina is still there, but I think that they were definitely obviously alluding to Volo being the next major piece of Hisui. With that being said, I don't think we're going to just skip straight to Volo. I think there's going to be another piece of Hisui content that drops between now and the whole anniversary. Probably sometime in April or May, I think, is when we'll probably see it. And then at the very end of August, I think we'll get something else. I don't have any images pulled up, but I think that my current timeline is that we got Adam and Irida, the warden leaders, clan leaders, whatever you want to call them. And then you got the protagonists with Akari and Rei. I think next we're very likely to see either the Galaxy team, whether it be Hisui and Ingo, Silene, Kamado, those characters, or the Wardens, whether it be Liam, Arizu, Mai, I forgot the older lady's name, those characters, Melly, those characters. I think those are probably some of the more likely options. And then after that, I think right before the anniversary, which will be Hisui, in my opinion, just obviously speculation, I think we'll probably get something more hype like Kogita. I think Kogita could definitely be good anniversary bait to then lead into the anniversary itself. Dropping her with Enamorus, being a stupidly strong sync pair, whatever. I think that's definitely likely. And then for the anniversary itself, I could see Rei, Volo, and Cynthia being the headliners. Honestly, I could definitely see it. Cynthia or Rei with ARCEUS, I don't know which one, doesn't matter. Volo with Giratina, and then the other third character bit with, it doesn't really matter. You could give them pretty much anything. Like, you could give one ARCEUS, you could give the other Giratina, or Volo Giratina, and then you could give them, I don't know, like a shiny Darkrai, or something like that. I don't think they'll give them Origin, Dialga, and Palkia. I think they'll put those two Pokemon together, and that's just, it's kind of weird, because you would only want 3 characters for your anniversary, but if they do end up doing 4, I could see Rei, Akari, Volo, and Cynthia, where it's all 3 Origin forms, and then Arceus. I could see that if they want to do 4 characters for their anniversary, which it is the 5th anniversary. I think that there is at least room to speculate that they'll do 4 new Master Pair Sync pairs. But of course, we would need some gems. We would need a lot more gems, otherwise that's really going to fall flat in their face. At least from the player base's feedback, I guess you could say. But I digress. I do think that the 5th anniversary of the game is going to be Hisui with Arceus specifically. You could figure out the details later. I do think Volo and Giratina will also be implemented then. You can maybe make the argument that they'll introduce Volo in his, Ginkgo Guild outfit, or casual outfit, I guess you could say, with like Togepi, Togekiss, Garchomp, something like that if you wanted to, like between now and the anniversary. But then I think during the whole anniversary, we're probably going to get Giratina and Volo. I think that's the most likely option. With this Mysterious Stones chapter, they are building up further and further. I'm not going to give you any spoilers for the next parts, but there have been some leaked parts of the next chapters in terms of their names that are also further alluding to this. So I'm not going to spoil too much there. You can look that up in the data mine section if you want to. It's obviously up to you. I don't think the stories themselves have been revealed yet, but still, I digress. That's all I really wanted to talk about, is I think that Arceus is going to be coming for the 5th anniversary of this game. Hisui is going to finally get its big moment. Obviously, we had Adam and Irida with the start of the Master Fairs. Then we got Rei and Akari's Poke Fairs. I think we'll get another set of Poke Fairs, or if we want to cope, Spotlights, between now and then as well. And then, obviously, we'll get even more big Hisui stuff with the anniversary Master Fairs and whatnot, right? I think that's the most likely. And I do think, again, Paldea for the 4.5 anniversary is definitely possible, whether it be Arvin, Turo, Sada, or Juliana and Florian, maybe even just skip all that, go to Carmine and Kieran. However they want to do it. I don't know. It's really just up to them. I think there's a lot that they could really do for Paldea to make it hype, but I think that the protagonists are, or the professors are probably the most likely option. Probably. And obviously Arvin mixed in there somewhere. Anyway, I digress. That's my thoughts. Anniversary is going to be crazy. I think that the anniversaries this year have the biggest potential to be something good, because it's not going to be like the generic Neo Champion stuff, because Neo Champions are hype and whatnot, but I feel like they were kind of taken a little bit, they kind of took the spot of the anniversary characters in a way, which it just feels weird to me. Like, obviously it's cool that we get these Neo Champion Master pairs, they are hype characters and whatnot, hype sync pairs, and etc. But I just feel that the overall feeling of like the 2.5 anniversary actual anniversary characters, the 2nd anniversary actual anniversary characters, and even the Rats and Lucario for the 3rd anniversary carried more impact than a regional Neo Champion thing. I don't mind. I think Neo Champions would have been better if it was diverse regions, not like not like 3 characters from the same region. Like if you were to do Neo Champion, I don't know, Neo Champion Dawn, fucking Silver, and then some other characters, like diverse regions or something. I feel it would have carried a little bit more, but obviously I'm not mad with what we got. I just hope that these anniversaries themselves actually carry themselves a little bit better. Just, I don't know, feel the Neo Champions were not really all that... I'm just not feeling it personally. Obviously people like them. They were very highly voted in the Pokemon Masters Awards, both for the objectivity awards and the subjectivity aspects of it as well. So, yeah, whatever. I'm going to end the video there, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you think about the 4th anniversary, and then the 4.5 coming up, and then the 5th anniversary, and what you think will be even coming beyond that, whether it be 5th, 6th, 7th, whatever. Yeah, I'll see you all later. I hope you all enjoyed. Again, credit to Absol for uploading the Mysterious Stones chapter, so I don't have to put in footage. I appreciate it. Thank you all for watching.